Please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sorry about the delay, we had some technical difficulties. I'd like to welcome everybody to the regularly scheduled Egg Harbor City Council meeting for November 9th, 2023. Call to order, this meeting has been properly advertised and posted in accordance with Public Law 75, Chapter 231. May I have a roll call, please?
Mayor Jim Petty will not be here tonight. Atenisi? Here. Clark? Here. Dash?
Here.
Galloway? I'm here. Heist? Here. Hesse? Here. Timbers?
Here.
Wright? Ritchie?
Here. May I have a motion to approve the minutes from October 12th?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, at this time, anybody from the public have any comments on agenda items only, excluding items listed for public hearings? Going once, twice, all right. I'd like to move on to number 6, presentation, Bend to Shore Bike Tour. Come on up.
Thank you for your time. Mark O'Connor, I'm the Executive Director and founder of the Families Behind the Badge Children's Foundation, which is a 501c3 organization, and we have two main missions. Number one, we support the families of fallen and injured first responders, financially and emotionally, in the greater Philadelphia and South Jersey area. And we have a program, our second thing we do is a program called the Police Youth Alliance, where we connect cops and kids to non-enforcement positive action to change the dynamic and the perception that they have of each other. We do all that through the Bend to the Shore Bike Tour. This past July was the 36th annual Bend to the Shore. We had 2,300 riders. We raised just past $1.25 million raised for the ride. And I'm here because we have 4 rest stops between Philly and Atlantic City for our riders. And as we were growing, I can't remember where we were before we ended up with these wonderful folks, but we were getting too big for where we were. And one of our board members met somebody from Key Rec, and they said, well, use our ball field. And they watched the disaster that we did at the ball field, and they said, we're taking this over now, right? We're going to do this for you. And so it's been more than a decade that the folks at Key Rec have been manning this, our 3rd rest stop. And it's the one that's best organized. It's the one that everybody talks to me about, like, and they're tough. Like, you better come in and don't come in over there, you come in over here, right? And you better throw that water bottle out, but everybody loves it because it's efficient. They get in, they get some sustenance, and they get back on their way. So in thanks for that, we like to thank them, and besides telling them thank you so much, we always give a donation that they use at Key Rec. And this year, we have a donation for $7,500 to Key Rec for their help with the Bend to the Shore cause. So thank you very much for all that you do, and looking forward to the 37th annual, which will be July 21st. So don't go out driving on the roads July 21st.
You have to stand there behind the podium, get everybody kind of around there so we can get a nice big picture with the super huge checkup. There we go. Calm down, we can't see your faces. Not that high.
Can't see me.
Put it in front.
Maybe it's Sorry, Brian. You're in it.
Awesome, thank you very much.
Thank you again for your time, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Technical difficulties. Mayor report. From the mayor, or you want me to read
I
it?
do have, you want me to read it or wait till my report? I'll read it.
Okay. Yeah, moving on, the mayor is not present, Meg has her report.
The mayor asked that I ask council who will be the lead on the key rec improvement. She said either a committee or maybe consider making an ad hoc committee if desired.
Mm,
So she just wanna know which committee will be the lead on key rec improvements.
yeah, well,
You'll let me know?
mhm.
Okay. Okay. Holiday house lighting begins December 14th through the 23rd. For everybody who decorates, people go around and pick a house that's, it's a contest. Tree lighting is December 2nd in front of the library. Winter bazaar is also December 2nd from 5 to 8 p.m. And then finally, she said she's asking for some input. She's very concerned from residents that have been contacting her about the bowling alley that the owner has unloaded several more trailers into the building. And she said she saw it personally, and he now has items stuck on the side of the building covered with silver tarps. This all is transpired after the court hearing. I don't know if you're aware, there was a court hearing and he did remove the trailers, but I guess he's putting everything that was in the trailers inside the building. Also, trash and weeds are still not addressed, and I am requesting that Ryan look at the placement of the silver fence enclosure for safety reasons. I feel it blocks visibility to oncoming traffic, to cars at stop signs. And that's it.
Thank you. Angela, can you take a look into that, with the bowling, the bowling alley, just.
Oh, yeah, I have nothing on the.
Alright, great, perfect. Alright, moving on to council committee chair reports, finance redevelopment, we had a meeting, regarding the Teamsters offers, or, requests. So we're waiting to hear back from them, along with some properties located in the industrial park, along with, updates on the projects that are going on with solar in New Orleans, which I'm sure Ryan will touch base on. Moving on to highway, Councilwoman Host.
The only thing I have is, number 29 on the agenda is a hire a new full-time employee in the Department of Public Works. Keith and I spent one evening till probably 10:30 here doing interviews, and then we were here like 2.5 hours the next day doing interviews. We interviewed between 11 and 13 very fine young men, not even all young, middle-aged, that came in. All of them were very qualified, and it was a very difficult decision, but we feel between the two of us, we picked the best qualified. I took it to the committee. The committee was 100% to go with whoever Keith felt was best, so that's why it's being brought to council for approval tonight.
Okay, thank you. Is that everything?
That's it.
Councilman Dash, code.
Code enforcement, code officials are currently working on all of the rental inspections. They had 528 things that they worked on in October. It went anywhere from complaints that were called in by residents to drive-by things that they saw to the inspections. The bowling alley that Mayor Giampetti is talking about is a very active situation that is being addressed. I don't know if our city solicitor wants to address that.
Sure, can I do it now?
Sure.
So approximately 2 weeks ago, I sent a letter to Mr. Senna's attorney, asking him for different items that need to be addressed, all of which the mayor pointed out in her report. So I advised him I wanted to hear from him within a week, or we would proceed with the various code violations in place. So I did not hear from him. So our zoning code official issued 3 violations, and the fire official issued 3 violations. These violations will be personally served upon Mr. Senna, either by sheriff or Mr. Hadley will go and serve him himself. After that, if he complies, great. If not, he's back in court in approximately a month. And also, the fire official will ask for an administrative order to go into the building, since he's not able to inspect the building without access.
Thank you.
Can I just ask a question? Did they ever do a CO? Did they ever? when he moved in there?
Well, the issue with the CO is that, apparently, according to the code, he doesn't actually need a CO unless he changes the use of the building. And we're not certain if he in fact changed the use of the building. We suspect he's using it for storage and no longer is a commercial enterprise, but without actual evidence of that, which is why we need access to the building to determine that. If he does change use, yes, then he's required to get a CCO, and we will address that once we get the administrative order to go into the building.
There's not enough evidence that he emptied off.
There's not enough evidence.
Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. That's all I got.
Councilwoman Antonisi, Property Parks, Playgrounds, and School Board.
School board meets next week, 11:15, so we should have something from that in the following meeting. I have, for Parks and Playgrounds, I have the final lake report, which I'll read out. This encompasses all the sales for the year 2023. So for $10 badges, it was 1,640 badges for $16,400. For the $15 badges, it was $1,212 for a total, or badges for a total of $18,180. The $5 badges were $403 for a total of $2,015, and then the daily wristbands, which are $8, are $13,540, which totaled $108,320. In total, we sold 16,795 badges or wristbands for entrance to lake, totaling $144,915. For the picnic tables, they are $25. We had 1,004 for $25,100. For the $15 picnic tables without the grills, there were 290 for $4,350. For the $35 gazebo, there were 2 for $65. For picnic tables and gazebos, we totaled 1,294 sales for $29,515. The $10 boat rides, there were 550, which totaled $5,500. For 2023, our sales for all lakes, picnic tables, and boat rides was $179,930. In 2022, sales to the same date were $129,685 for a variance of $50,240. Correction, $245. The campground payments were received, which totaled $16,126. So total lake revenue for 2023 was $196,000 and $196,056. I just want to touch on that. A lot of this money goes back into payroll for the lake. I know that there's a lot of talk on social media, but payroll to pay lifeguards now is a lot higher than it used to be. We have to keep the lake safe, we have to have safe lake equipment, so this is not pure profit for the city. This goes back into funding the lake, funding future things for the lake, and funding a safe lake. Additionally, I wanted to mention the lifeguards this year and the great job that they did keeping everybody safe. And thank them, and I hope that they come back next year. It's a tough job out there. There's a lot of people that you're in charge of at a very young age, and I think people forget that. So I just want to extend my thanks to them if they're listening or they hear this. And I hope that we have a happy, safe next year. That's all I have.
Great job, $196,000. That's phenomenal. Moving on, Councilman Wright's not here. Councilwoman Clark, license ordinances.
Nothing to report.
Councilman Timbers, land use in Aaron Haven.
There's nothing to report.
Meg, anything with Jeff?
No, nothing.
Alright. Councilwoman Hesse, Rotary.
Yes, first, the Rotary would like to thank the 7th and 8th grade students from Egg Harbor City Community School for participating in the annual Halloween parade poster contest. If your child didn't place this year, just know their efforts didn't go unnoticed. The judges were impressed by the many talented students we have in Egg Harbor City. Also, the Rotary would like to thank everyone who volunteered, participated, and came out to the Halloween parade. Thanks to all, it was a success. The winners of both Halloween parade and the Halloween parade poster contest can be found on the Egg Harbor City official Facebook page. It can also be found on Mays Landing Egg Harbor City Rotary Club's Facebook page. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilwoman Galloway, sustainable.
Yeah, I got several things.
I just wanted to report that 2 members of Sustainable Lake Harbor City attended the Shade Tree Federation Conference in Cherry Hill. I spent 2 days there and learned a lot of stuff about, preparation for our grant that we got. And we earned continuing education units that qualify us for a small grant to do the community forestry management plan. I had discussed that at a previous meeting. I was told by the state forester that funding will be in place early next year. So we will be able to apply for that because we got the CEUs. We obtained more information from the forester and got the final draft that was done for the tree replacement ordinance that we were working on. And it seems like it was updated since we worked on it last, so we'll have to incorporate that. And we'll have to get a few things done before our grant. We are notified of our grant award in early first quarter. We'll have to establish a shade tree commission or reestablish our shade tree commission that we used to have or committee. Establish a trust fund to accept tree removal funds. Like if somebody takes down a tree, they're gonna have to, and they can't put it on their property, they're gonna either have to put up a tree somewhere else or make a financial contribution. So we'll have to ask Jody to set up a tree trust fund for that. And we'll also need to obtain probably services of an arborist to get us through a couple of years of this grant. The arborist would inspect trees and make sure that they're healthy or not healthy or whatever, or decide if a tree can come down or not. So I had asked Meg to put it on the list of advertising for the first of the year, but she had already done the ad, so we'll have to do that probably early next year. And Ryan, are you gonna talk about the community energy plan?
Yeah.
Okay, because Ryan's been working on this community energy plan. We're planning on having a public hearing at the December meeting maybe.
That's pretty much what she said.
And we'll need to know if you wanna do it at a work session ahead of time or during the meeting.
I'm
I can't see you.
I'm listening.
So let us know if we can do it at an earlier time. Also, having that plan in place puts us way steps ahead for a new round of funding that's coming down from the federal government. It's like billions of dollars from the Inflation Reduction Act, and it's for implementing what's in his plan. So there's so much money available that they have 2 pots of money. One is from the state, which the minimum would be, I think, $250,000 to like $500,000, and then another pot of money from the federal government, and the minimum is $2 million and the maximum is $500 million. So we may be able to buy that solar project if we, decide to apply for this grant. And it could also pay for charging stations and all that stuff, maybe even the streetlights. I don't know if that's in your plan.
Yeah,
LEDs.
we never got the information from Mike's Electric, but yes.
So there's so much money out there. And the EPU will be acting on that at their next meeting next week. And it may even be able to do new equipment, HVAC, things like that in the building. And regarding the newsletter, I need to get information for anything that's happened in January early, because I'm gonna be on vacation for a week. So if you could get me the information, and please provide all the information, like who, what, where, when, and why, if you're having an event or something like that. And the other thing, I got an email today, is to Sustainable EHC, but it applies to every business in town. Google Street View is going to be in town. They're asking if businesses want to have Google go inside their properties and either take pictures of their rooms or their food or whatever. So if they are, just give me a contact, and the fellow's name is Josh Rixley. He's from he's Instant 360, and they will be in town from November 9th to December 13th. I thought that was interesting, because if you go to Google Maps, there's not much on there for Egg Harbor City, so we'll be coming into the real world. That's it.
Thank you. Chief Allen, how you doing?
Very good, thank you.
Good. Well, thanks.
It's a long meeting, so I'm gonna keep it short. Some numbers for you. Since we last met on October 12th, we've had 6 burglaries, 1 reported fraud, 1 reported CDS narcotics activity. That does not mean that we have not been doing it, but this is just what has come in through dispatch. 3 simple assaults, 2 stolen motor vehicles, 6 thefts, 13 motor vehicle accidents, 8 pedestrian stops, 39 traffic stops, 1 DUI arrest, and we have a total of 16 arrests. 2 of those were, one was stemming from a search warrant that was executed on the 200 block of Buffalo Avenue. Lieutenant Perna worked with the Atlantic County Prosecutor's Office and they executed a search warrant there. And 1 individual was arrested and charged with distribution and possession. The other distribution arrest was made by Officers White and Officer Rosenberger from a car stop. So we are actively doing work. But yeah, other incidents, 9 alarms at businesses, 6 alarms at residential buildings, 357 crime prevention activities, 3 calls for criminal mischief, 7 domestics, 62 EMS incidents, 7 firearms, new firearms applications, 31 follow-ups, 772 property checks, and 13 public service calls. Operation support training, we did have 1 officer go to a firearms instructor recert. That is a 2-day class. We had 5 officers go to a 1-day in-service training, which is mandated by the AG's office. I also would like for everybody to keep in mind all of our military folks. We do have 1 officer who is deployed overseas in the Middle East until February. So we miss him here at the department, and we are thinking of him and his family, and of course him while he is deployed. I know that there are a lot of departments and people who are not affected by law enforcement, but generally folks who are deployed from the 77, from the 177 and other military organizations. Things that had happened in the last month. We had a very successful Halloween parade. Thank you to the Rotary for putting that on. We had a very successful fall festival. EDC worked very hard to do that, and their next upcoming event will be flanking the tree lighting on December 2nd, the Winter Bazaar. That's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be an ice skating in the middle of Philadelphia Avenue. It's a human snow globe, a movie, a viewing of Frosty the
I already see them eyes, and I'm not ice skating.
Viewing of Frosty the Snowman, along with all of the stuff that the mayor usually puts together for the tree lighting. So that should be a lot of fun and a good time for the city. Other upcoming events, we have the Veterans Day ceremony, which will be at the American Legion on Saturday the 11th, so 2 days from now, at 11 a.m. The 500 block of Philadelphia Avenue will be shut down from 10:30 a.m. until noon. There will be refreshments and an open house at the American Legion after the ceremony, which is outside. It is rain or shine, but right now it looks pretty good, the weather. There's the Mayor's Walk on the 18th. I believe that's from 1:30 to 2:15. Or whenever it's over.
Step off this too.
Yeah. So there'll be that. So watch out for walkers. Thanksgiving is approaching. I do urge everybody, please don't drink and drive. There will be traffic enforcement going on throughout the county, through the National Highway Traffic and Safety Association. So all departments have had the option to receive grant money to do targeted enforcement for drunk driving. On the 2nd as well, we will be participating, as we always do, in the Holiday with Heroes, which is formerly known as Shop with a Cop. So anybody who's interested in donating to that can reach out to me. We will be having officers go to the HT PAL and Walmart to shop with local youth who don't really have means or access to funds for the holidays. And that's about all I have for right now. Any questions?
Just a quick question. For the Shop with the Cop, what's the time frame for the donations?
The sooner the better, but I don't know offhand, I don't remember what it is. I believe they're accepting donations up to, actually, probably the week of.
Okay.
So I've already let them know that the number of kids, or the officer that's dealing with it has let them know how many kids we're bringing, and we need to raise the appropriate amount. I need to look at the numbers, I don't remember offhand.
Okay.
Who does the money go to, you or the, PAL?
So it gets made out to each team PAL, Shop with a PAL, or not Shop with a PAL, Holidays with Heroes. And it's, I keep flubbing that because they have changed it so that we can include all of our first responders, fire, EMS, military, so it's not just shopping with the PAL, it's all of the heroes.
It seems like we've had a lot of accidents lately. Is that my imagination, or are we up on that?
So yes, I'm gonna say this, and I'm sorry, Wawa, the Wawa parking lot is the bane of our existence. Whoever the engineer was, it wasn't you, so, that's, we have a lot of just backing out and around the corner, so that is the majority of what we are seeing. I mean, the White Horse Pike, of course, is,
So they're on the pike, they're not in town.
I have to actually look and, this is for a month's worth of accidents. But I know that I frequently hear motor vehicle accident in Wawa parking lot, and it's a minor motor vehicle accident. Unfortunately, we just had one at Walgreens in the parking lot, in the Incolingo's parking lot, which is also a horrible setup. So the more serious accidents, yes, are on the county and state roads, but there are lots of minor motor vehicle accidents in parking lots. So it's not people running stop signs, not just jinx myself, but so yeah.
All right, thank you.
I just wanted to thank you for your part in the Halloween parade. You did a great job leading it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And your team.
Just one more clarification.
Yes.
It's Egg Harbor Township PAL, Holidays for Heroes, is what we're writing the checks out to.
Yes, I will email you
Okay.
and the
Can you just make it a group email?
Yes, absolutely.
And as a fundraising person, I feel the need to just keep repeating this.
Yes, no, absolutely.
They need the donations.
Yes. So, you can't find me at the office. I'm sure Meg will be able to take those for me, but yes, so. And if you're in the Egg Harbor Township area, because that's where on Ridge Avenue, that's where the PAL building is, on December 2nd in the morning, there's always a very big caravan of all kinds of emergency vehicles from Ridge Avenue on the Black Horse Pike to the Walmart and Maze Landing. They have been amazing with all of us for years, letting us kind of take over their store on a Saturday morning, early December. So, thank you to Walmart for doing that as well. But yes, that's what we got.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jody's not here tonight, so we will move on to city clerk report.
Yes, I know, the chief mentioned the mayor's walk, that is on the agenda.
Yep.
I got to quickly, but I did get a request, the other day from the Kickapoo Improved Order of Redmond, which their property's on 37 London Avenue. They would like to set up a tent at the Log Cabin on Philadelphia Avenue, 200 block, is that two? Three. And give out, hot chocolate and tea on, at the parade, the Christmas parade. I haven't gotten paid, they just came in, so I wanted to get it on so they could prepare, I don't know their paperwork yet, but they're filling it out, they're gonna have a certificate insurance. But they were just asking if they could set up there because where their building's located, nobody will really see.
Mhm.
So I would have had that on the agenda too, but he just came in yesterday, so.
So, any objections?
No.
Do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
And then remember that foundation used to do that? And we put Santa in there with pictures too.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing it for the puppies.
Well, Johnny Rupp is the one who came in for this, maybe you can hook up together.
You got anything else?
No, that's it, thank you.
Oh, perfect. Angela, you're up.
Thank you very much. So, the good news is that the movie studio is moving very, very well. We're at the stage where I could prepare a redevelopment agreement with Mr. Sapar. And the Pineland signed off on the additional items that he requested. So once we prepare that, he looks it over, he hopefully agrees to it. It'll go before council, sent to the planning board for them to look at it and approve it. And then we'll move along from there. Apparently, he's been successful in obtaining some grants, and he's acquired some property, so it looks like a viable venture.
Finally.
Did the sale of that land go through with him? Yeah. Or no?
I think it did,
Okay.
did it?
With the city's portion?
Yeah.
I don't think he closed the city's portion, that's part of the final agreement, but he has purchased numerous other parcels
Yes.
that are
Around
attached
it,
to
right?
it that were
Exactly.
previously our portions.
Yeah,
Those
he
are the
did
parcels
those.
that had to be added to the redevelopment plan that the
Yes.
Holocene did.
Right,
But no, the city's portion will be in the redevelopment agreement.
okay.
Yeah, final sale price per acre and all that stuff.
That's what the agreement will specify, how much, when, where, and how.
Yeah, because I remember him coming about those outlying properties.
Yes, you got those,
And
yeah,
inquired
got
about
those.
that. Okay.
I know as long as I've been on council, that has been so many people coming in, oh yeah, we want it, no, we want it, no. So finally, I'm good, it's going through and
Yeah,
He's pretty invested.
he is,
yes,
especially.
which is awesome.
Okay, so for your consideration, we have resolution 26. This is the resolution to participate in the shared service agreement for the pothole repair equipment. So Atlantic City basically applied with Margate and Pleasantville and Ape Harbor for this grant to purchase a pothole repair machine. And they approved the grant, they will receive $400,000. This shared service agreement is simply for us to utilize the equipment. It's not for the expenditure of any funds. The city won't pay for anything to use it, and of course, they have to seek permission, but Atlantic City with the shared service agreement, the understanding is we will get permission to use the equipment.
Folks, can I ask if they will be, the county employees will be running the machine, or our employees?
That I don't know. Keith, you know?
This was like back a couple of years, so I'm kind of vague on the whole details of it, but I believe that it comes with an operator and we pay that fee.
Yeah,
We
but
pay
the
our
machine
portion of
is
the fee.
phenomenal.
Is that the machine that just drops it in the middle and does everything in that
The hot
one?
asphalt.
Yeah, okay.
And then 20 hours drive over, tear it back up, and then another whole time.
The hot
So I know a
asphalt-
little bit about it. So apparently Atlantic City, they're gonna be the main city. They're going to literally, their people will operate the machine. So they'll transport it to whichever town, and then, in the agreement that the city will sign, it will specify, that there's a cost. I don't even think they have the cost yet, that's set, but, when they do, we would basically be paying them for the manpower, the time you're using it, transportation of the machine, unless they can drive it to the Ape City.
But the cost of the machine is being borne by the state essentially.
Yes, they're gonna be basically using it, we pay for the service.
Right.
I think that's to partially fund the pothole repair equipment.
If they can get the equipment for $400,000, I think they're in good shape, and if they can't, then they will foot the rest of the bill. But not us.
City.
Right, not us. The next one on the agenda is ordinance number 33. This was mandated by the
33, oh, number 3.
33. Yeah, 33 on the agenda.
Oh, let's see.
Ordinance 17. So the DEP, the Department of Environmental Protection, mandated that we pass an ordinance to prohibit illicit connections to the municipal separate stormwater system. And this is obviously so an illegal connection can taint the water system, and they're prohibiting that. And for this fee, I put in $1,000. And I thought that was an appropriate amount for anyone tapping into the system. It not only prohibits it, but the fee's rather high. If you have a permit to do it, obviously that's different, but for that, you will have to go to the DEP, apply for the permit. There are stringent requirements for the permit, and then if you're successful in obtaining permit, that's outside this ordinance.
So they would have to produce the permit to the city.
Exactly.
Yeah, generally speaking, what you're trying to prevent is someone from connecting their sanitary sewer to your storm sewer. So you're never gonna get a permit for that, but there are rare circumstances where someone can get a permit to directly connect, like roof drains or something like that, to a storm sewer. So
That's
that would
okay,
be the
right.
only thing that would be permitted.
Right, it's permitted.
The gutters.
Correct.
But like many people just have their, you know, the gutter draining into the street, which then goes into the, you know, are they doing
Yeah,
anything about that, or that's just?
No, but
No,
normal,
that's-
I mean, that's,
Yeah, this is just really to prevent sanitary sewer connections to your storm sewer.
I was wondering, because we were
I think
wondering.
everyone's on board with that.
Thank you.
and then finally, we have a public hearing on number 34 on the agenda, ordinance number 16. And this is the one that I discussed last time about the storage of salt and de-icing material on privately owned property, and there were no changes to them.
It looks sounds onerous, but it's really, there's containers you can buy.
Yes,
I
exactly,
found pictures
exactly.
online.
It does, it reads in an onerous manner, I agree. But this is also mandated by the DEP, and so I tried to smooth it out as best I could, and that's why I kept the fees a little bit low. As opposed to the other one, which were $1,000. So, that's it. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions?
Any questions for Angela? Alright. What you have for us, Ryan?
I got a bunch of stuff, but real quick, I'll start off the agenda and then we'll move there. So going back to the tower site for a second, Mr. Sager actually reached out to me today and said he's trying to submit another grant application for the New Jersey Aspire program, which is the EPA grant fund. He was trying to submit that by the end of this month, and I said, well, tonight is our only meeting this month, so, you know, I'll bring that up and see. He just needs a letter of support, I don't know if he needs a resolution, but as no one has any objection, you know, we can draft letter of support, you know, get that to share our clerk's office.
Any objections?
It's just for a grant, you're saying?
Yeah, it's a grant that he's applying for, we're not, he'd just be supporting him, offering a letter of support for his application. So, that's first thing,
So we're good with that? You
Yes.
want a motion?
I don't think we need a resolution, it's not.
No, it says motion.
Yeah, I don't think it requires a resolution, just to make sure everyone's.
Oh, okay.
The energy planning grant, we are trying to put the whole thing together, we got all the sections sort of separate at this point. But we'll be looking to make a presentation in December, I think the grant expires like January or
Yeah.
so we wanna make sure we get all that wrapped up. The third terrace drainage, we're still trying to get quotes, so hopefully we'll have that for the December meeting. I got a call from a resident at 630 Buffalo Avenue, requesting a front access driveway. And the primary reason was they have some flooding on the terrace side. And I said, well, I'll bring it up to council, but I think we should probably look at, the terrace side first, because there's a storm sewer, we can just put an inlet and tie right into it. So rather than give him, take away a parking spot right across from the school, I mean, it'd be better to just try to dry it out in his backyard. So I'll go over that with Keith, but, you know, expect that I'll be reaching out with that in the next couple of weeks. We finished the survey and we're moving forward to design for the Orange Avenue, pedestrian paths and Liverpool Avenue 1-300 blocks. Get to the agenda stuff. We're on for the Archway Green Park. We have to go out and do a full site survey, do the layout of the site plan, meet plans, go with that. So that's what that portion is for. We had a change order for a project that can be done for like 6 months, but it's not for any money, it's just to extend the project schedule. DOT came back and they said, well, the work isn't finished till 20 days after the project deadline, so you have to, you know, extend the schedule as a contractor. So, you know, sort of getting it through there, so we're just gonna extend the schedule and I'll wrap that up. And then the last thing is was listed as the award for the demolition of the West Record cleaners, which I'm recommending that we reject, because it came in almost $100,000 higher than the quotes we received. So that qualifies as exceeding the estimate for the project, which is a reason you can reject. I recommend that we put it right back in the bid pretty much immediately. It'll be out for longer, so maybe we'll get more participation. If not, if you have 2 unsuccessful rounds of bidding, you can start negotiating, which is essentially like throwing back to new quotes.
But what did
So-
we get, what was that originally? Is that?
If you bid a second time and you can't award it, you can begin to negotiate with contractors, which is essentially just going back to getting quotes. But, you know, we'll bid it twice, I don't have a fair chance to bid it, if it's way too high, then you just negotiate it, so.
Did
We
we
can't just have-
what we originally?
We went out to get quotes, hoping that it would be under the quote threshold, but it was not, so we had to get bids, the first round of bidding that we had here was way too high.
But the contractor who submitted that original quote, would he be able to fill the bid specs?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's no reason that he
Yes.
couldn't respond, we only got 2 responses, 2 contractors from North Jersey. One was $159,999 to sell a used car, and the other was $163,000. So
I think the time frame really, was against us.
it was a short, very short term, yeah. It was only out for 10 days, which is the minimum, and obviously we opened it this morning, so. we
Yeah.
weren't flexible.
Having 3 weeks now.
Yeah, right, but if I put it out now, if I reach out to the press and get them to put it in like the next, probably next Thursday, the 16th or the 21st, and then we'll open, the week of the 4th, probably, to bring it back to council for the 14th. So, hopefully we'll get more bid participation, no, we'll just go to good shape.
Yeah, I think you will.
Yeah, I hope. So, yeah, but only 4 picked up and only 2 responded, so I think the timing was right. But that's it for me.
Awesome. Any questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
Did you have anything about the city's master plan? Did you have any
Sure.
information on that?
Yeah, that didn't make my list. So we have, the draft of all of the mandatory master plan elements completed. We need to schedule a meeting with, whoever's gonna review the master plan on behalf of council. So that we can go through all of the mandatory stuff and we can start to check off some of the boxes, for the other items we're trying to incorporate. Obviously, the energy is a large part, we're gonna sort of incorporate that as an element. But, any of the other stuff, the ancillary stuff that's not required, that we wanna incorporate, is sort of the time to meet, go over the mentor stuff and then incorporate that other stuff. So I'd like to meet, either sometime mid-December,
Yeah.
probably better in December for that, and then try to regroup, for January.
You have to reorder.
Right, are we gonna use a current professional for that, or are we gonna go off?
Yeah, so we're already authorized, we were authorized almost a year ago to start the master plan review. So, yeah, we're just trying to figure out the
Excuse me, Brian, do we have a certain amount of time to do this? Because I know we were 10 years behind initially.
Yeah, so we're past the 10 years at this point, there's not like a statutory requirement that it has to be whatever, you just, your zoning ordinance is not in a good place, so. It's not really in a good place, it's more difficult to defend. So it would be good to get this adopted and move forward.
Any other questions? Alright, moving on to number 14 is a motion to approve the mayor's wellness walk November 18th this year from 1:15 to 3 p.m. Any objections? May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. 15 is a resolution to authorize Triad Associates to provide professional services for the NJDCA Small Cities Public Facilities application. Any questions or comments regarding this?
I have a question.
Sure.
Did Jody find the money to pay for this?
Yes.
Any other questions? If not, may I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Antonisi,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Dash,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Richie.
Yes. Number 16 is a resolution to identify Meg Steve as our CDBG Fair Housing Officer for fiscal year of 24 public facilities programs. There's no objections, may I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 17 is a resolution for approval to submit a grant application and execute a grant contract with NJDCA for Americans with Disabilities Act compliant infrastructure improvements at City Hall. Any questions or comments? May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second. Roll call.
Antonisi,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Dash,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Richie.
Yes. 18, resolution to commit to the competitive contracting procurement process pursuant to NJSA 11-4.1 through 4811-4.5 for certain professional services contingent upon fiscal year 24 Small Cities Grant Award from the NJDCA for Americans with Disabilities Act compliant infrastructure improvements at City Hall. Any questions or comments? May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Antonisi,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Dash,
Yes.
Galloway, Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Richie.
Yes. 19 is a resolution for grant management plan fiscal year 24 small city programs. Any questions or comments?
No.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 20 is a resolution for citizen participation plan fiscal year 24 small cities programs. May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I just make one
Sure.
I needed these resolutions to be passed before, there will be a public hearing on this on November 15th. It's been advertised already because the time frame was, because of us only having one meeting, I couldn't wait to this meeting to advertise. So the meeting is November 15th at 4:30 here at City Hall. And I have the public notice if anybody wants the public notice.
For council meeting?
It's just a public hearing, and Triad will run the meeting,
Okay,
but if you can attend, if you so choose, but
right.
it's just a public hearing.
What time?
I'm gonna pass them out.
Yeah.
4:30 on, here, if you take one,
Next
pass them down.
Wednesday, right?
Correct.
15, 14.
Is that what, did I say it right? Okay. That's all, thank you.
Number 21 is a resolution to authorize R&V engineers to provide professional services for the MPP Archway Green Park of $9,800. This is what Ryan just spoke about. If there's no questions or comments, may I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Antonisi?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Dash?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist? Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Ritchie?
Yes. 22 is the change order. Number 2 that was just spoke about, NJDOT fiscal year 21 reconstruction of Chicago Avenue 100, 200 block and Washington Avenue 100, 200 block. There's no more comments or questions, may I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Antonisi?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Dash?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Ritchie?
Yes. 23 is a resolution for some budget transfers. If there's no questions or comments, may I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Antonisi?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Dash?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Ritchie?
Yes. 24 is a resolution to approve fence for police station through contract vendor EB Fence in the dollar amount of $56,321.14. Any questions or comments?
I just want to clarify, that's completely paid for and the money was set aside.
Yes.
Just want to let the public know.
I just wanted, the money for this, is it through a grant?
No.
I did explain it in the email. It was money that was set aside in the 2022 budget, and it was for this purpose. And it's still there.
Alright, any more questions? Alright, we have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Antonisi?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Dash?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Ritchie?
Yes. Any idea what the install time on that will be?
We just emailed him that we were looking to award it tonight, so he seemed like he was gonna move quickly,
Okay.
within a month or so.
Okay. Number 25 is a resolution to award, oh no, we're tabling that, sorry. Number 25 we're tabling.
Well, yeah, you should reject.
I wanted to
Or reject, yeah, sorry. Resolution number 25, award demolition contract for the demolition of White Becker's Cleaners. We have a motion to reject the bids.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Antonisi?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Dash?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Ritchie?
Yes. Number 26 is the resolution of participation in shared services agreement with the cities of Atlantic City, Margate, and Pleasantville for acceptance of partial grant funding for pothole repair equipment, and authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute the shared services agreement. If there's no more questions or comments, may I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Antonisi?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Dash?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers? Ritchie?
Abstain due to employment of one of the municipalities.
Abstain.
27 is a resolution.
You know what? I'm gonna abstain too.
Timbers?
27 is a resolution for fiscal year 25 municipal alliance grant. Any questions or comments? May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Antonisi?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Dash?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Ritchie?
Yes. 28, approving Egg Harbor City towing contractor for 2024. Any questions or comments? May I have a motion?
So moved.
Roll call?
Antonisi?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Dash?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Ritchie?
Yes, ma'am. Number 29 is a resolution spoken about earlier to hire a full-time employee in the Department of Public Works. Any more questions or comments regarding?
Just wanna make a comment.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Steve. I just wanna thank Donna and Steve, because I know that you guys put in a lot of hours to interview all these people, and I know that that's thankless, so thank you guys both very much.
And Keith, just a quick question for you, are you happy with them? Okay.
It's immediate fill where it's gonna work right away.
Good.
Can I just ask a question? Did they work elsewhere in this position?
He has 5 years of small engine experience, snowplow installs, snow plowing, landscaping experience, and, mechanic work.
Great, thank you.
Very- very
They can
skilled.
drive a truck.
He can drive a truck.
That's great.
When do you plan on having them start?
20.
Okay. No more comments or questions, may I have a motion?
Make a motion?
Second,
Second.
roll call please.
Antonisi,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Dash,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. Number 30 is a resolution to authorize a refund of the 23 concession stand security and electricity deposits to Jodaz Group LLC. There's no questions or comments, may I have a motion?
Just to make a quick comment,
Sure.
I just wanna thank Gennaro's, for coming out to the stand this year and spending all that time out there, putting out great food and doing the retail out there, so just wanted to add that to that.
Hoping they come back next year.
Yes, please.
I think he will be.
He knows he wants to come back next year.
I think he will
Said he
be.
was happy.
Yeah. They had fun out there. May I have a motion?
Motion, make a motion.
Oh, done, motion first. Motion,
I just made a motion.
okay.
Second,
A second.
roll call please.
Antonisi,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Dash,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. 31 is a resolution to authorize the refund of commercial certificate of occupancy fee to John Mestesta. What was this for?
He was, the JP building, he was trying to obtain, and he was working on a lease agreement with the owner to store, pet food,
Okay.
and they couldn't come up with an agreement, but he had already paid the money to have it inspected, so it never was inspected.
Okay.
So he wants his money back.
yeah.
And the zoning money. No, the zoning money we charged him for because Steve did do the work in the zoning now.
Okay. If there's no more questions regarding this, may I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Antonisi,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Dash,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. 32 is a resolution to support for suitability of the state license cannabis business by Blizzy Baked LLC, 327 White Horse Way. I have a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
33, we're introducing ordinance number 17 of this year, illicit connection. As spoken about earlier, an ordinance to prohibit illicit connections to the municipal separate storm sewer system. Alright, if there's no more comments or questions regarding this ordinance, may I have a motion to introduce?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright, may I have a motion to advertise notice of introduction and have the Gazette on the 15th of 23 for a public hearing on the 14th of 23.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright. And lastly, public hearing, ordinance number 16 of this year, amending the general code of the city of Egg Harbor and enacting chapter 268 titled Storage of Salt and Other Deoxing Material on Privately Owned Property. May I have a motion to open a public hearing?
Make a motion.
Second.
Second.
Alright, anyone from public like to speak on this? Go once, twice, may I have a motion to close?
So moved.
Motion second?
Second.
Alright, may I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to advert,
Roll call.
roll call? Oh yeah, sorry, roll call please.
Antonisi,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Dash,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. And may I have a motion to advertise notice of adoption and have the Gazette on the 15th of this year?
So make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody like to make the motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Antonisi,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Dash,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Heist,
Yes.
Hesse, Timbers,
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. Alright, the mayor's not present, does she have any final comments?
She does not.
Alright, Councilwoman Weiss?
I would just like to thank everyone who came out and voted on Tuesday. It's kind of sad, we had a 25% showing of residents come out and vote. 200,000 people and only 25,000 voted. That's, well, in a, you know, not counted by, but 2,500 in Egg Harbor, you know what I mean, we only had 25% was an example of how many would have come out of 200,000, I didn't do that correctly. But that's kind of sad, I know it's not a presidential, I know it's not a mayoral, but the people who don't come out and vote yet sit on Facebook and, chatter and have things to say about the people who sit up here, who take time away from our friends and our families, and we're here sometimes till 10:30 at night. You know, we're doing this for the city, we're not doing it for the paycheck, believe me, none of us are up here for the paycheck. So if you have a question or a comment about what we do, please come sit, we have lots of empty seats, come sit in them, come see what we do.
I don't know, there's a lot of people here tonight.
There are a lot of people here tonight, we appreciate that, but we, you know, everybody who's at home sitting hiding behind their keyboard making the comments, come on out, we welcome you. And I'd just like to say, thank you to our veterans, past, present, active, the military overseas, my son is a Coast Guard, in the Coast Guard, he's a reservist, 9 years active duty, and he still goes once a month and does his duty, and I appreciate that, I appreciate anybody else who takes away from their family to give. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Dash?
I want to say God bless our veterans. I have, my daughter is a retired Marine, my son-in-law is a retired Marine, I have a grandson that's an airman. I like to just remind everyone that it's important to thank the veterans, but it's also important to consider their families. There's a lot of times where the veterans are deployed and their families aren't with them. While we're sitting down to Thanksgiving dinner coming up soon, remember there'll be people that are deployed and their families will have them there. And also, I've been on base watching that, and I've been on base also where our veterans or our servicemen are there alone having dinner for Thanksgiving. So let's just keep them all in our prayers, get them home safely, and let's end this war that we have right now. That's it.
Thank you. Councilman Timbers?
I just wanna say, thank you to everyone, up here. You guys know I've been going through, there was an illness in my family, and, you know, unfortunately, mother passed. And, you guys, made what was a very difficult, situation a little bit easier. Just wanna thank you for that. And, also, I come from a military family, so, this is a great opportunity to, keep everyone, at the forefront of your mind and your prayer. So, if there's anything that you can actually do for someone who is a veteran or is serving, even if it's just to say thank you for the service, shake their hand, we all should do that.
Thank you. Councilwoman Hessing?
I just want to say, I was on a webinar a week or two ago for the Great American Smokeout. It's next Thursday, November 16th. And starting at midnight, the smokers are challenged to stop smoking for at least 24 hours. If you're thinking about quitting or would like to know more about the programs offered to help with the challenge, there's 3 cessation resources which can be found on the official Egg Harbor City website or Facebook page, the Facebook page. And all services are multilingual. And on another note, I just wanted to reiterate what the chief said. It's a similar thread, but they put on your walking shoes and join the mayor on her wellness walk November 18th at 1:30. The step off is at 2. They're going to have water, healthy snacks, and smoking cessation literature will be given out before and after the event. And I just wanted to say thank you to all of our veterans and have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you. Councilwoman Antonisi?
On the Crusaders page, there's basketball sign-up information, both for travel and rec, from kindergarten to 8th grade. There's tryouts going on, so if your children are interested in playing basketball, please get them signed up. All the information is on both the Crusaders page and the Boosters page. Speaking of the Crusaders, our Egg Harbor City Pee Wee Crusaders are division champions this year. And they play in a playoff game to go to the championship game on this Sunday. 11:30 in Atlantic City. We would love to have support out there for the kids. They've been practicing since July, and so 5 to 6 days a week. They put in the time and the effort, and they've come really far.
Or like April.
Flag football, yeah. It's been a very long season.
Yes.
And thank you to all the volunteers, but I especially want to shout out one particular volunteer who has helped since her daughter was in the Crusaders as a small child. Her name is Jill Butterhoff. She's not here, but I wanted to make sure that I expressed my gratitude because working that stand for every home game since my kids have been involved, which is 4 years now, is exhausting, and she is a staple there, and she is going to be sorely missed, especially by me, because I don't know who's going to fill her shoes. So thank you, Jill, for all that you do and all that you have done in the past. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilwoman Clark.
Speaking of Crusaders, wanted to thank everyone who came out for the trunk or treat. This year we were able to double the amount of kids that participated. Last year we were about at 100, this year we were at 275. So we hope for it to be even bigger next year. As Councilwoman Antonisi said, Crusaders basketball, we have tryouts on the 11th and 13th, for travel it's gonna be the 11th and 13th at the middle school. And then rec signups are gonna be the 20th and 27th at Sprague. The times are gonna be on the Crusaders Facebook page and also the Crusaders Booster Club page. Also, hope to see everyone at the Veterans Day event on Saturday, the 11th, at 11. And thank you to all of our veterans, and especially my brother Earl, my oldest brother. He's served in Kuwait. He's missed a lot of firsts, from my first step when I was a baby to even when his children were learning how to talk and walk. So it's a lot of sacrifice that our veterans and those in the armed forces do. And also everyone have a happy and safe Thanksgiving, and that is all for me.
Thank you. Councilwoman Galloway.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Don't eat too much turkey. I wanted to send my apologies to the veterans of Egg Harbor City. I won't be able to be at that event here in town, but I will be with veterans in another municipality that same exact time, 11th day, 11th month, 11th hour. So I had very many service members. My uncles all served. 2 of them were wounded in wars, and one was in Germany, one was in France for the battle at Normandy. So I'll be thinking about you. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you. I'd like to finish with, first and foremost, Carl, my condolences to you and your family. I know that pain all too well from my dad passing last year, so I can only imagine what you're going through, bro. So my condolences to you. Alright. Happy Thanksgiving. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Have a safe Thanksgiving. And I just want to end with the whole veterans thing. There's probably no group that deserves more attention and more support and more of anything in this country than our veterans. For them to be pushed to the side to have others take what they deserve is absolutely disgusting. Keep that in mind. Our veterans are why we have what we have today and why we live the lifestyle we have today. So when you see that veteran, armed forces individual, whoever, say thank you, because I guarantee it means the world to them. Alright, with that, I'd like to open up to the public for any final comments. Come on up.
Tracy Mulhern, 314 Argo Street. I have 2 questions, not really particularly looking for answers now, but thinking about, I was riding my bike again, I was thinking about the bike path that's still kind of on hold. I was wondering if the bridge is the sticking point of the bike path, could you just exclude the bridge and have it end at the parking lots?
It's not that bridge, it's
The bike path isn't on hold. In fact, there's a, where's that thing? There's an opportunity for you to comment on it. they're doing, that there was a advertisement, a legal advertisement for comments regarding it. I'll give this to you, so you, if you're interested, you can make a comment. I'm concerned because they're gonna be clear cutting some trees. So I'm concerned about the trees, and I want to see the plant. It's a 5-foot bicycle lane adjacent to the travel lanes of Philadelphia Avenue from Easterwick Street past the recently constructed Cedar Creek High School at Irving Street, Irving Street, to the lake of the campground. So, if you'd like to inspect a copy of the application, it's on file here at City Hall, either at the clerk's office or on the Pinelands Commission. And you can make comments, it doesn't have a date here. Within 30 days of publication, you have till the end of the month of November to make comments. And you can send them in writing or telephone the Pinelands Commission. So I'll give you a copy.
Cool, glad things are moving.
Tracy, just to answer your question, it's not the bridge beyond the campground entrance, it's the bridge prior to. So the bridge right after Moss Mill, there's a little bridge, there's a resident that has like a little pond there with a fountain in it.
Yeah.
That's the bridge
Oh,
that they have
yes.
to have the approval
Oh,
for.
I
It's
didn't
not,
realize that.
not the Far Bridge. The Far Bridge is hopefully in the works some down the road, but it's that first bridge that's.
The county's
Thank
working
you.
on that separately. They've actually moved forward before the light was yet.
It's like a heart.
It's a little, it runs off over and back into the lake. It does have a runoff,
Yeah,
but
there's-
that's the bridge that is the sticking point.
Thank you, didn't know that. So second question is, when was the last time Meg and her sidekick got a raise?
Oh my
Thank you.
That's all.
Every year.
Anybody else from the public? Going once, going twice. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
They wanted just submit it to the commission.
Yes, I will, I'll give you a receipt too.
That was for him for 20 years.
My card is